Hello and thanks for joining us. This is TVC News at 1. Let's bring you update from the United Nations General Assembly, where Vice President Kashim Shettima has delivered a strongly worded reform policy proposal to the United Nations on Wednesday, warning that the global body must embrace sweeping restructuring or face more challenges as world events bypass its influence. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who delivered a speech on behalf of President Bola Tinubu, warned that the UN's credibility is being undermined by the gulf between its words and its deeds, and pointed out Nigeria's economic transformation as a model for developing nations. As State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports from New York.
The demand for Nigeria to get a permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council was echoed loud and clear in the hall of the United Nations General Assembly. Vice President Kashim Shettima also expressed deep frustration with the pace of international progress on critical issues, from nuclear disarmament to Security Council reforms. Nigeria proposed radical reforms to the global financial system, calling for new mechanisms to address the sovereign debt crisis plaguing developing countries.
To strengthen the prospects for peace, development and human rights, Madam President, I want to make 4 points today to outline how we can do this. 1. Nigeria must have a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. This should take place. This should take place as part of a wider process of institutional reform. 2. We need urgent action to promote sovereign debt relief and access to trade and financing. 3. Countries that host minerals must benefit from those minerals. And 4th, the digital divide must close. As our friend the Secretary General has said, AI must stand for Africa included.
For the second time in a row, Nigeria raised its voice in support of the victims in Gaza and against the brutal killings that continues to generate global shockwaves. Nigeria insists on a two-state solution as the only sustainable path to peace in the Middle East.
Pit and shelter the innocent victims of war. This is why we are not indifferent to the devastations of our neighbors near and distant. This is why we speak of the violence and aggression visited upon innocent civilians in Gaza, the illegal attack on Qatar, and the tensions that scar the wider region. It is not only because of the culture of impunity that makes such acts intolerable, but because our own bitter experience has taught us that such violence never ends where it begins.
The Vice President's national statement positioned Africa's natural resources as central to future global stability, emphasizing the need for African control over strategic minerals. VP Shettima insists that countries producing strategic minerals must benefit fairly from those minerals.
I believe in the power of the market to transform. Our task is to enable and facilitate and to trust in the ingenuity and enterprise of the people. But the process of transition is difficult and brings unavoidable hardship. This year, we held the inaugural West African Economic Summit in Abuja to bring investors and opportunities together. The results far exceeded our expectations and are a clear indication of what innovation can deliver.
President Bola Tinubu's message at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, delivered by Vice President Kashim Shettima, called for renewed commitment to multilateralism, while reaffirming that Nigeria's commitment to peace, to development, to unity, to multilateralism, and to defense of human rights is beyond compromise. Femi Akonde, TVC News, United Nations.